I'm Justine Palframan. I am a South African 200, 400 meter sprinter. I've been running since I was 9. So we were running, obviously everyone runs at Interhouse, and my dad realized, okay, my daughters actually have talent. And then from there he took us to the trials and we just kept making it further. So yeah, I was always running for KZN since under 9. And then when I was under 14, I think it was grade 7 or grade 8, no, grade 8 or grade 9, I made my first South African team. And then from there, like all the other sports were secondary, like because I was also swimming for KZN, but athletics was my passion. It's what I enjoyed. It's where I felt the most at home, like the most comfortable. You could express yourself. So then from there I knew, yeah, athletics is where I'm going. When you're younger, you don't actually realize. You're just running, you're having fun, you want to be better than what you did before. But now, looking back, people keep comparing you to your older self, or your younger self. So they keep going, oh, when you were younger, this is how fast you were running, or when you were younger, you weren't scared, or when you're younger. But when you're younger, you don't feel the pressure, you don't realize anxiety. And then after a while, like for me at least, what happened was it started building up the pressure, the anxiety, and I didn't know how to express myself. And I think if I had succeeded later on, I would have been aware of everything I was going through. So like I used to cry before races, vomit, I was miserable. And I think if I can tell younger athletes now, or look back and just say to the parents, is get them to a sports psychologist from the beginning. Because even if they don't need it then, they're going to need it eventually. And if they can really get into the process already, or just even if they just make it normal from a young age, it won't be so daunting, or they won't have that whole pressure or anxiety later on. I've had a lot of those moments. So the most recently was 2016. I was just like, nope, I don't want to run anymore. After the Olympics, I was like, no, this is done, like I'm done. And then I think, well, my journey was, I realized like I was sleeping the one day and I woke up and I feel like God spoke to me and he said to me, this is where you're at your worst. What can you do at your best? So he encouraged me, he says, it's not done yet. And I think you have to look past, yes, the pressure and the anxiety, but you're having fun. It's your family on the track. You're comfortable here. It's what you're good at. And so it's just finding that balance and remembering why you're doing what you're doing. So why do you love athletics? And like, why are you doing it? What is the purpose of it? So if you can create a strong why, which I'm still journeying with, I sit every day and like, why am I doing this? But if I can create that strong why, then when I'm on the track or when I'm feeling that pressure, if my why is stronger than the anxiety, it'll keep me going. And I think it's that, like my coach and I are journeying with what makes training fun, what makes it what it was when I was 9, what makes it where you just run around playing with your friends. How do you make training, how do you make racing feel that way? So when we get that balance right, I think it's going to be amazing now. It's, I think, rough for women in South Africa specifically, because if you just look at when they choose a team for athletics, there'll be like 5 women in that team and the rest is men. And you do understand, like the men are running the times, they're more qualifying, but if you also look at behind the scenes, like the sponsorship opportunities, what they have access to compared to women, I think that makes a difference. So if women get to grade 8 or to matric even, and you realize if I do netball, there are more opportunities. Even if you love track, there's more opportunities if I go into netball, hockey, you're going to leave track and field. So we need to, I don't know how athletics South Africa can do it, but find a way to keep women in the sport, give them opportunities. We need to increase the numbers. Like you need to have equal amount of men and women succeeding in athletics, and it's possible. There are so many young athletes up and coming that are amazing, but where are they all going? And they also get to the point where, like now, you're at the decision. Okay, so I'm studying, I'm doing my masters, I'm working part-time and I'm running. But eventually, working part-time is not enough money coming in, so you're going to have to drop your athletics, so now you can make money to actually support yourself, to live, to pay for your food, and that you need to find a way to keep athletes leaving, to having to find a career and keeping them in track and field and actually reaching their potential before pulling out at such a young age. And I think we have so many talented women, it's just they're not getting all the way or getting the support they need to get to the top. I think my best moments when I ran World Students in 2015, so I won there. But it wasn't really, it was the winning, it was like, obviously it's an amazing feeling coming across the finish line, like you've just won for South Africa. But I think it was the feeling I felt when I ran. Because if I still think about that race, I don't feel like I ran it, I felt like I was watching myself run it. If that makes sense. It just came together so well, like I can see myself running the race actually then being the person running it. And I think that like just when things come together and that feeling you get, that was really exciting for me. The worst thing in my career so far is I've struggled obviously with mental health, depression and anxiety, and last year that hit me the most. So then it became choosing towards, you feel like you have to please everyone else. So pleasing everyone, keep running, or actually stop and look after yourself, and finding that decision where you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want people make people unhappy, but you know, like if I keep going, I'm not going to return from this. And like when you start having, I was having like suicidal thoughts every day, that's time where you say, no, it's me now. And I think so last year was a really challenging year because I had to say to people, listen, I'm not going to, I think it's African champs, I'm not going to this, I'm not going to that, I'm looking after myself. And having those people actually, they don't want to listen to you. I don't think they take mental health so seriously. It's always been pushed to the side, so it's always like, no, if it's a physical injury, you tell them you've torn a hamstring, oh no, that's fine, rest, stay at home. But you tell them, no, I'm feeling sad, they're like, just be happy. Like, no one really understands, and I think, I think that was challenging for me, because when people, they didn't understand and you still feel like you may be, because you didn't go and carry on, you're actually at a disadvantage now. People are holding you back from teams, if that makes any sense. So it's just, I think that has been disappointing, or it's not really in myself or in the moment, but I think in the whole system. Yeah. From a young age, I've always had great woman role models. So I've had my mom, and she's amazing. She runs her own business. Like she's so caring, so helpful. She's always running community projects. She's always thinking about somebody else than herself. So I've had her from the beginning. Then my coach, Suzanne Ferreira, like she's an amazing woman, and what she's done, like how many athletes she's coached to such excellence. Like they're world record holders, there's Paralympic champions. Like there's just so much so I've had her to look up to and learn from, and to like be a mentor. If you think of Elam Groeneveld from Marty Sport, like she even got herself into rugby, into a leadership position. So just having that, and now I'm working at Blomhof, and the head of sport at Blomhof, so I call her my boss. I'm not really sure if her or the principal is my boss, but that's Jenny King. And she also led, like she coached an Olympic team, or she's such an amazing hockey South African coach. So I've had all of these women in power showing me and being such role models, so I can't really pinpoint specific, and I can go on to athletes as well, like Caster Semenya, what she's been through and how she still puts on a brave face and goes out. I don't think I could do what she does, but she goes out and she proves them wrong, and she does what she does brilliantly, and she's amazing at it. So there's just so many women that are such role models that we can look up to. I think there's many, but this year it's been every step matters. So I think it's just to break it down, like when you're feeling sad, when you just don't want to train or you're just demotivated, it's just remember that this training session, or just getting out of bed and doing that, like even if it's not the whole session, but doing part of that session, it's not just today you're looking at, it's the bigger picture. So today will help you in reaching your goal in like a year's time. So just every step you do, trying to do it with purpose, even if it's a bit slower, but actually being present in what you're doing. So when you're running, think about your arms or like the way your legs are moving, or don't just do it like because if I'm finished running I can go home and I can go sit down. Like being in the moment and just taking every step and actually running with a purpose, I guess.